Hi guys, how you going? You ever had one of those weeks where you just want to stitch and everything seems to come together to not allow you to stitch? Yeah, I've had one of those weeks. Mainly because of health, which isn't surprising, really. Monday I wasn't feeling the greatest, so I went into the Peter Mac, which is like the leading cancer centre hospital in Australia. Got some blood tests done, and then Tuesday got the call that your hemoglobin's like 74 when it should be above, I think normal people are above 120. Generally they like to keep you above 80, so booked in to have a transfusion on Wednesday, and Tuesday felt okay. Not great, but you know, I was okay. I had very little energy, didn't get much done, and then Wednesday arrived and I woke up and I woke up from a very, very bad dream. Do you ever have dreams that they just seem so real and they're so realistic and so vivid that you just like, you kind of pray that it doesn't come true? Yeah, I had one of them Wednesday morning and then woke up with a migraine, which was fantastic. So had a cold, and Wednesday was the worst day for the cold. Still have it, still a little bit blocked up, but it's all mainly in my nose now, which is awesome. I completely forgot what I want to say. In case you're wondering, this is the PICC line. They use it to transfuse blood and medicine and chemo into my arm, and it goes through a vein in my arm all the way up into my neck and then comes down into my heart. It's just probably, but it comes down through the main vein in the heart. Oh yeah, Saturday I burnt my hand. It's not too bad, it's all blistered and yellow and gross, and I've got like a healing patch on it, and then it's all bandaged, and then padding, and then it's all bandaged up to stop me from knocking it, because we don't want the blisters to burst, because we don't want an infection, because very little immune system. Yeah, but Wednesday did not go well. Woke up with a migraine, was planning to drive myself in to the Peter Mac on my own. It's about a 15-minute drive, and I'd been driving for the last week and a half. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. And then partner left to go to work, and I texted him just as I was getting into the shower, and was basically just like, I've got a migraine, and that was, I think I said, not a headache, migraine. And as I was in the shower, he texted and asked if I wanted him to come back. Of course I was in the shower, so I didn't respond, but then he made the decision to come back, and I'm so thankful he did. He drove me in, got 2 units of blood, and then the car broke down, so I got a taxi home while my partner waited for the RACV people, who are like our car fixie people. They respond to breakdowns and roadside incidents. maybe not incidents, but definitely breakdowns. So now we can't drive the car until we get it serviced, and it is overdue for a service, so we need to get onto that. We've had other things to do. Yeah, I haven't stitched much this week. I want to say thank you though. Thank you to everyone who's liked my video and who's subscribed and who's watched it. I've had some really good feedback about it, so thank you guys. I really do appreciate it, especially the people who are wishing me well for my continued journey. I am quite worried and stressed about what's coming up, but there's nothing I can do except go with the flow and go with the process now. Trust my doctors that they're doing what's best for me. This episode will hopefully be a shorter episode because I don't have much to show. I don't really have much haul, only one pattern, and that came because it was on back order from 123 Stitch from another order, from a previous order I'd done. I do have the Know Your Needleworker tag, so I'll do that once I've done all of the stitchy stuff, which is to my right, my left, sorry. But yeah, just not much stitching, not much of anything, but feeling kind of crummy, really crummy. But I got some good news today. I had more blood tests done yesterday, and they've come out with my blood levels pretty normal. So that, well, not normal, but like much better than what they were on Monday. So that's good at least. Yeah, there were no issues to be flagged there. And it's the first time since middle of July that my neutrophils, which are part of the soldier cells in the body, along with the white cells, sorry, my t-shirt's very crumpled, I don't know, wrinkled. White cells and neutrophils are the soldier cells in your body, so they're your immune system basically. And yesterday's blood tests were the first time that my neutrophils have been above 1 since the middle of July. Yeah, since the middle of July. So that's a win. Probably the beginning of July. I'm so bad at remembering when I had each round of chemo and what happened. I really should go through and put it all in my diary, which is over there, and like document it out just for my sake more than anything else. But that's another project for another day where I have a bit more concentration. So I think that's all that I wanted to say in my introduction. I have my notes. Yay. Oh my god. I'm so silly. Oh yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to do shout-outs regularly because I'm quite little and I don't really expect many people to ever watch me, I guess. But I really would like to, maybe I'll shout out the person every week that I've spent the most time with, or who's kept me company the most this week. So this week, the person who kept me the most company was Reckemyer from Stiching in Sound. He's so funny. I feel like if we lived near each other or if we'd been to school together, I think we're around about the same age. He might be a little bit older than me. We'd be friends. He's just, I get him. And he's in a place currently that I completely understand. Yeah, not health related or anything, but like but work wise, before I got sick, I was seriously contemplating leaving my job because it had just got to the point where I didn't want to be the one that they relied upon every time something went wrong. And then when something went wrong, I didn't want to be... No, that's not what I meant. But when everything's going fine, you just kind of forgotten about. You know, I was really good at my job, and I'm sure Kyle is fantastic at his job. And I felt like I was taken for granted a lot. And I'd worked there for 10 years, in different roles, but I get where he's coming from with his job. He's also got this amazing collection of out-of-print memorabilia that I'm so jealous about. He's very lucky to have them. He stitches a lot of things that I would stitch as well. And he's so funny and cool. So that's my shout out for this week. Carl Reckemyer from Stitching and Sound. I really hope I've said your name right. I'm sorry if I haven't. Forgive me. If you want a bestie from Australia, I'll be your bestie in Australia. So what have I worked on this week? I have worked on 2 projects. One was a whip, is a whip, and the other was a new start. Remember last week where I was like, I might start this, or I might start that, or this, or that. I didn't start any of them. I started something different. And I thought it would be a very quick stitch, and it's not. But my whip that carried over into this week was Miss Colombian Nymphalid by Nora Corbett. I love her because she's blue. There are a lot of colours in this that I didn't realise were in it. Like her boots are brown. And I don't own an iron. I should really fix that. I should get an iron. But this is where she is so far. She is, I really need, that's my slippers on the ground. I don't have any paper to put her behind. I thought I was so organised, and I'm not. Chemo brain. How long can I use that one for? But she's lovely. I've changed her hair. Her hair should be like a bit more reddy brown. The lighting is not great today. Apologies for that. Her hair should be a bit more brown, but I wanted it to be a similar colour to what my hair was before. I have a bruise there. Before chemo. But yeah, her boots are like purple brown. Is that what you'd call it? Where's the light? There. But I've done her whole wing, filled that all in. From last time I've done her head and most of her boots, I think, and then I coloured in the wing. I only have her other wing and filling in the dress and then beads to go. But as we know, I'm terrified of beading, so it might not happen for a very long time. If you guys can, am I supposed to use Krennic 2/2 or 1/2? Because in her boots here, I've used 2/2. Oh yuck, sorry. But I don't know, I feel like it's a bit bulky. Should it be 2/2 for Krennic or 1/2? Please let me know. Of course, Harry Potter Needleminder. But I love her. I'm hoping to have her finished this week. I'll probably have her finished this week. I've just got to get in and do it. Hopefully, I won't have such a bad week this week. I'm not planning to burn my hand again. Soup. Cooking soup. Great. Well done, me. I am a good cook. I am a good cook. I don't think the person at the emergency room thought that, but I am a good cook. I cook well. Most of the time. Oh, the ring that I've been wearing. Oh, I have a piece of paper. The ring that I have been wearing is a ring that my... Sorry about that look. Is a ring that it was my nan's engagement ring. And it got passed on to me when she passed away. It must be coming up almost 10 years. I was very close to my nan. Very close to my nan. And I miss her very terribly. And when I go through stressful or emotional periods in my life, I put on the ring and it makes me closer to her. Makes me feel closer to her without having to go down to Queenscliff or Swan Bay, where she used to have a holiday home, to feel closer to her. She was very important to me. But old age and dementia. Dementia's terrible. So yeah, that was my one week. Miss Colombian Nymphalid. My new start was not any of the 4 I mentioned last week. It was a design by Purple Pansy called A to Z of Dinosaurs. So, I love dinosaurs. You saw my one finish last week, called Night of the Dinosaurs. And since I finished that one, I'd been looking for a dinosaur pattern and I hadn't really found one that I liked. And then I found the A to Z of dinosaurs and I was like, A to Z? A to Z? I'm just going to say A to Z. Mainly because it's easier. We're all about easy on this channel. Yeah, A to Z. I found the A to Z of dinosaurs and I don't know, I really liked it. I've done something different for the kitting this time. These are all the threads. So you remember the rings that I was like, I don't know what I'll do with these. Maybe I'll put DNC on them. They're great for holding bobbins. So what I've done is I've bobbinated 3 lengths of each of the threads, and as I need more, I'll just bobbinate more. But I just wanted to get a start on the project. And then as I've started using threads, like you can see DMC 169, I've taken the thread off the bobbin, taken off the strand that I need, and then just not knotted, but attach the thread back onto the ring in front of the bobbin for that colour. And so far it's working really well. They're all very muted colours. But they're really pretty. I don't think they're neutrals. They're not neutrals, but oh, excuse me. When I get hot in my beanie, I take it off my ears so that my ears can breathe a bit. It works quite well. My mum has an issue with it though, because it makes my ears stick out. And she's right. Not so much in this one, but in other beanies that I have, they're just kind of like... you didn't need to see that. Oh well. So I have a very little start on this. It's 2 days of stitching. I thought I'm taking the pattern off because I put the pattern on my Q-snap. You can't see what I'm doing. I put the pattern on my Q-snap and being held on with one of the needle minders to keep it in place. That's the thread list. Usually I'm a top. Yeah, top left, but for you guys it's your top right. Usually I'm a top left starter, but this time, because I've had a few issues with placing my patterns recently, like Colombian Nymphalid, who is orientated incorrectly, I just wanted to make sure that I had enough fabric around the sides to do whatever I want to do with this when it's actually done. So I started kind of basically in the middle. So I've started on the Kentrosaurus in the middle, and he's actually coming out quite well. I'm doing this on a Fabrics by Stephanie Frozen Fractals. It's a 32 count Lugana. And there he is. There's his beginning, let me get my sheet of paper. Oh, that's not right. I've got my Clay by Kim needle minder and then another little needle minder that I've got. He's not looking too bad. I'm doing colour completing on this one. So basically I'm going through and doing one colour at a time on him. I had started by parking, which is this thread here, but it just wasn't. It was working, but I found that as more and more gets filled in, colour completing's much easier. I don't know if you can see it. You can. I am carrying my threads on the back, so you can kind of see it like here. But I looked up a tutorial today about the pin stitch. It was Carolyn Mazzeo's tutorial about pin stitch. If I remember, I'll put it in, put a link to it down below. And I think that's actually going to really help, and I won't have to carry my threads between the legs and between the head and then all over the back. Just because there's a lot of, it's not, I wouldn't classify it as confetti, but each little dinosaur, you can kind of see on the pattern, that each little dinosaur is full of different colours. So pin stitch will really help me here, because some of them it's like there's one spot in the tail and then it's all in his head, and you just, I shouldn't carry threads from, that's the tail, here to here. Not that I've done that yet, but you know. So yeah, so that was my new start. What's next? Haul. So I only have one piece of haul this week, and partner, if you're watching, it was bought a long time ago. But 123 Stitch had it on back order because it was one of their sale items. So it got shipped a lot different, shipped separately. That's the word. It's Daisy by Nora Corbett. If you guys haven't guessed, I'm in love with all of these Pixie Couture collection ones. They're very pretty. I love the green on her dress. So pretty. So she might get started sooner rather than later. But there are other ones that I want to do before her. But she's quite high up there. I've just got to do all the other ones that I want to do. I've decided that because I've only got a limited amount of Q-snaps and I don't want to buy any more. I've got 2 11x11s, 1 8x8, 1 6x6, 1 11x14. Is that right? The big one that Stargazer's on? It's like that by that, maybe? That if I want to use that particular Q-snap for a new project, I have to finish the project that's in that Q-snap. For example, I have Alpine Chatelaine fully kitted up. Alpine Gardens Chatelaine fully kitted up. But I don't want to start that one until I want to start that one in the Q-snap that... This is not a good video. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot start that one until Stargazer is done because she's currently in that Q-snap. Basically, so I don't have to keep changing projects in and out as I want to work on them, but also to keep my whip number down. I didn't realise I had quite so many whips until I showed them to you last week. And I know there's people out there with like 10 times more whips than me, but I think 6 or 7, maybe 8 is probably my limit. And you know, I'd love to say I'm going to start all the things because I'm sick, but then what if I don't finish all the things? I'd like to finish them and have something to show for them, show for my effort, I guess, rather than a bunch of starts, just because everything's so uncertain. I think once I get Miss Colombian Nymphalid done, well, I know once I get her done and I get her Q-snap back, I'm going to start Gardenia, just because I've loved her ever since I saw her. And I have fabric for her. I don't have her beads yet, but when I say I want to finish something, that doesn't include the beading for me. Like, to me, the H is done except for the beading. I need to do the beading. I know I need to do the beading, but I'll get there. And I think what I will do is do the beading in hand without a Q-snap or a hoop. I think that just might be a bit easier for me to do on my own. Okay, so that's all that done. I'm really lost right now. My plans for next week, considering that this week was pretty bad, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I don't have another bad week. I don't think I will, just because my platelets came up on their own. Monday they were 19, Thursday they were 26. I think that means, I'm hoping that means that they're going to hold steady. I don't have another set of blood tests till Thursday, so we'll just see how that goes. We might need a transfusion before then, but we'll see. But my plans are to finish Miss Colombian Nymphalid. I hope to finish her on Sunday. I think I can get it done. Pretty sure I can get it done. And then I need to order some beads for her, because I only have one set of her beads, rather than there's 3 different beads that she needs. I've only got one. I'm looking at my notes. Chemo brain. It's really bad today. I sat down and I was like, I'm going to record. And then I sat there with the iPad recording and I was just like, so I've tried to record this video twice. 3 times? This is the 3rd time. I'm going to work on Stargazer because I want her done. She will probably be the first piece that I frame or get framed or have someone get framed for me, because I want to be able to show her off. And I'm going to work on A to Z of dinosaurs. Originally I was like, I can get a dinosaur done each day and it will stitch up super quick. If they're anything like the Kentrosaurus, they'll need at least 2 to 3 days of stitching on them, depending how much stitching I can get done during the day. But because there's so many different colour changes and it's a lot of counting, and I've already had to frog parts of him 4 or 5 times because I was like 1 stitch off, he's going to take a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, which is a bit disheartening. But I already really like him. Like, the Kentrosaurus is going to be super cute when he's done and backstitched. Can't wait till I get to the T-Rex. He's going to be cool. And then the Brachiosaurus for B. That one's going to be really cool as well. What's the H, actually? The H is Heterodontosaurus, which I've never heard of that dinosaur before. But, I mean, I'm sure there's millions of dinosaurs I've never heard of before. But we'll see. Nova is actually asleep right next to me. Just realised you can see all my stuff. Sorry. Nova's right there, asleep. If I wasn't too scared of disturbing the precariously placed iPad, I'd show you. But yeah, she's asleep. This morning when I sat down to stitch, straight onto my lap. Didn't move for half an hour. And then got up, made some breakfast, ate my breakfast with her sitting next to me meowing because she wanted the Vegemite. And then did a few things, and then came back, sat down to stitch. She was right in my lap. I was like, no, I have to get some stitches in today. Come on. But she's pretty good right now, which is nice. It's good when she's good. I'm not planning any starts apart from maybe gardenia. I know I've just said that I don't want to have to change Q-snaps around and everything, and I don't, but I have a whole bag of projects that are calling my name right now. And they're all fully kitted up. They're not just my patterns. they're all completely fully kitted up projects that I'm thinking I might do a video to show you guys all of them, but we'll see. I probably won't film that today. So yeah, my other plan is a health plan, and it's to drink more water, because I generally drink 1 to 2 of these a day. It's a 750ml drink bottle, plus some soft drink, plus some juice, but I really need to be drinking at least 3 of these, because that would be 2.25 litres of water, and I should really be drinking 2 litres of water. Yeah, let's do the Know Your Needleworker tag. So I have it printed out as a screenshot, because I tried to print it out and it wouldn't print out properly, so I had to screenshot it and print it out. So this is the Know Your Needleworker tag by Whimsy Daisical, who I actually haven't heard of before, but this tag is done by a lot of people. Sorry about the shifting. So the first question, and I will be doing a lot of reading because I haven't actually gone through and memorised them yet, is where do you live? I live in Melbourne, Australia. I have big windows here, so you can actually see all the light that's coming in from my left. And when I look out, I can actually see the whole cityscape, and it's really cool. Melbourne's wonderful. It's really warm today. I've had to have the air conditioner going, but then I get really hot. So, oh well. What do you do for a living? I used to work for Kmart, Kmart Australia. I worked for them for 10 years. All in all, they're a fantastic company to work for. I started as a 16-year-old casual, was made full-time at 18, got onto the manager in training program at 19, was a full manager by a full floor manager, like a department manager, at 21, and then I made the switch to their national office at 23, 3 years ago. So I'm 26. I just aged myself. No, I'm not. I'm 27. I'm 27 and 1 week. Yeah. Don't do that. Good girl. I don't have any children. Number 3 is, do you have any children? No, I don't. Then to go into the next question, do you have any pets? I have 1 cat, Nova. When I was living with my parents, we had 2 cats, Fathead and Mousy. Mousy is now passed away, but he was a very good cat. And then Fathead is a grumpy cat, very grumpy cat. And Nova is just a kitten in a cat's body, basically. Number 5, what are your other hobbies besides stitching? At the moment, I don't really have any other hobbies, apart from watching YouTube. I guess I play computer games sometimes. But when I was younger, I rode horses. I have owned a horse. I'm just too anxious about it now. And that was the reason why I sold my horse. As I got older, I got more and more nervous, and I didn't want to be nervous about it. So, plus where we kept him was an hour and a half away. and that's a long drive. There's a garbage truck reversing in our street, so if you can hear the beeping, I'm sorry. I used to swim, used to be a very good swimmer, and before I got sick, I was going to the gym 5 times a week, which I loved. I adored going to the gym. I can't wait until I'm physically well enough and well enough in my immune system after the bone marrow transplant to go back to the gym. I loved it. It was great. And I really miss it. I miss being fit. I miss being able to walk upstairs and not be puffed. But 2 bouts of pneumonia, 2 lengthy stays in hospital, and only doing walking as exercise has really affected my fitness and my breathing. Sorry, I'm getting tired now. We only have 5 more questions, and they're pretty easy. So question 6 is, what's your favourite movie? And I have 3. So I have my favourite movie that makes me feel better every time I watch it. I can't explain why. I love the movie, I love the story, I love the score, the soundtrack. Every time I watch it, it's uplifting, and it has dragons, so of course I love it. It's How to Train Your Dragon. There is another one coming out in January next year, and I'm so excited. It's going to be so cool. There's a white Night Fury, and it's going to be so cool. My second favourite is The Greatest Showman. I love the cast. I love all the songs. It's fantastic. If you like musicals, I highly recommend it. If you don't like musicals, I don't recommend it. I really enjoy it. The song This Is Me, that I think it's Kaluni? Does it have it here? Oh, her name's not on the back. That's disappointing. But the song This Is Me that this lady sings is just fantastic. I love it. When I was first diagnosed, it used to bring me to tears. And then my last favourite movie, and this is actually the trilogy of it, but it's Jurassic Park. I love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are awesome. They're cool. I wish they were still around, and Jurassic Park, the first one, really plays into, at the beginning, the how do I describe it? It really plays into the amazingness that seeing dinosaurs up close and personal would actually be if you hadn't ever seen a living, breathing dinosaur before. I feel like in Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3, and even the 2 Jurassic Worlds, they've lost some of their reverence for the dinosaurs, I guess. Like, it's no longer, look how awesome and amazing these extinct beings are. It's more, how can we use them to make money? Like, even the movies, how can we use these dinosaurs in this movie to make money? Which I get they have to do, it's a business, but I do wish that they would bring back some of that. This is an incredible feat. And these dinosaurs are incredible. Like, they were extinct. But we'll see. I'm pretty excited for that one. That one's coming out in 2021. It's going to be good. The next Jurassic World. So what's your favourite TV show? I don't really have a favourite TV show. We don't really watch much TV. We really just watch YouTube, and I watch Flosstube. If any of you have young kids that play Minecraft, you probably know of the Yogscast and Hermitcraft. We watch some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. But I love anything David Attenborough. He's amazing. He is my actual hero. A couple of years ago, my dad took me and my family to see A Night with David Attenborough, and it was amazing. It was so good. Where he just talked to us for like 3 hours. I will be genuinely sad when he passes away. And he's really old. Like, he's like the queen old. But at the moment, from him, I'm watching Attenborough 60 Years in the Wild and Attenborough's Ark, which is a collection of documentaries about how he's made the other documentaries that he's made, and about his life and how he's done such amazing things and made such amazing programs. So yeah, that's TV. My favourite is David Attenborough. My favourite book, I don't really have a favourite book. I've been rereading Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones several times since in the last two weeks. It's a really easy read. Like, I can read it in, I think I read it in 2 days. Like, solid reading, not really doing anything else. But I don't know, I love it. It is more kiddie than most adults would like, but that's what I do, really. As you can see, How to Train Your Dragon. There is a movie of Howl's Moving Castle, but it's nothing like the book. Like, the main characters are the same, but the supporting characters have all been changed. So the plot's been changed. So it's really odd watching the movie after you've just read the book, expecting the movie to be like the book, because pretty much all of it's been changed. My other favourite book at the moment is Adventures of a Young Naturalist by David Attenborough, again. And it goes into his adventures at the beginning of his career. It talks about how they capture animals for the zoo and then bring them back and show them on TV. And it's amazing. He writes really well. I recently got 2 of his other books. I'm not sure if there are other books. If there are, please let me know, because I want everything of his. My DVD collection's pretty much complete, but if he has more books than these 3, I'd love to know so that I can get them. I haven't read these 2 yet, but they're next on my list. Once I get over my phase of reading Howl's Moving Castle every couple of days. What is your favourite music? I hate to say it, but I am a 27-year-old girl. Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Fallout Boy, all these people I'm listing probably will make Kyle just be like, from Stitching and Sound, just be like, yeah, no, you're too basic, I can't do that. But yeah, I'm pop. It's what I like. I like the beat, it's easy to exercise to, and I like that, I like songs that give you energy with using the beat. Yeah, it's the best way to explain it. Oh, and girls like boys. Boys like girls. Boys like girls. They're really good too. And Linkin Park. How could I forget Linkin Park? I love Linkin Park. They were the best band I have ever seen live. Hands down, the best band I've ever seen live. They were amazing. So good. And then, what one word describes you? I hate questions like that. I hate them. I can never answer them. It's like what word would you describe, what word would your friends use to describe you? I don't know. No idea. Because I knew I wouldn't be able to answer that question, I brought along something that I feel really sums me up at the moment. I really hope you can't see that pattern. I mean, if you're able to get it off, if you're able to get the Kentrosaurus off that outline, then what are you doing? Why would you want to? But I brought along something that describes me at the moment. And it's not just one word, it's a series of words. And it was a present from one of my friends. And you can see my recording setup. Oh, how do I stop that from happening? Nope, it's not gonna. That's probably the best I can do. Nope, you don't want to see the mess down there. But there we go. It says, I am made to weather the storm. And one of my very best friends gave me this recently. And it's true. I'm made to weather this storm. I might not feel like it all the time. I might get grumpy and negative, but I'll get through this. And the support that everyone's given me has been really invaluable. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate all my friends, especially the ones who have shown that they'll be there for me. Yeah. So, I am, and I don't think I said this at the beginning, but I am Stitch by Stitch Recovery. My name's Harriet, and I am made to weather the storm.